Beautiful Tyrol region of Austria, the home for the 2016 BMW IBSF World Championships. And just before we get the final day's action underway for the four-man sleds, another chance to see the four women's sleds in competition with this exhibition race here on the Innsbruck Olympic track. Martin Haven and John Morgan watching the action with you trackside as we get ready for our second heat in this exhibition race. And John, Alana Myers-Taylor and her crew sending out a warning to everybody else competing this afternoon about the start area.
Well, you can see it's not easy getting in the sled. Tara Evans had problems. They got to the bottom and they're in fourth place, but what a start they might have in the second run. Then next up is another Canadian team, Alicia
Rissling, lies in third position. And she, with two other drivers in the sled, Julia Carenci and Christine de Bruin, all on Canada's development squad.
Well, the Canadians, very proficient. They're down, and here's the veteran of the women's team for Romania, Maria Constantin, and she's got a driver behind her that's going to be out on the World Cup Tour next year. They were very good at the start, and she was only 11 hundredths behind Kelly Humphries at the start, but at the bottom only 33 hundredths behind, so she drove a Romanian sled, she wants to tell us. But here's the leaders. Humphries, Appel, Lee, Moholtz. Well, second best start, and Kelly Humphries does what she usually does. She's the leader at the end of the first heat. No difference from two-woman bob to four-women's bob.
She knows how to drive. She knows how to drive this track, and she's certainly dialed in to the extra size, weight and speed of the four-woman sled. So Kelly Humphries with a 3300th lead, very close though between Maria Constantin of Romania and Alicia Rissling of Canada. There's a 400s in it, and if they get a good clean start, Alana Myers-Taylor will get right in amongst those two sleds as well. So she and Kelly have got plenty of experience now of driving these four-seater sleds. Talking there to Stefan Bosch, just re-rehearsing the lines, and the brake women continuing with their warm-up. Maria Constantin, as you said, her brake woman Andrea Grecu. There's right Andrea, 21 years old. She's the second Romanian driver now, so she is likely. She was almost qualified for the World Championship, so it was just one track away from a World Championship spot for Romania. There's Erika Ale, there's Andrea Grecu. They've been racing together.
Europa Cup Tour?
Yep. And they've got a brand new brake woman, Olivia Fields. She's done 4 races with them as well. Well, it's a stunning afternoon.
Yeah, the weather.
Plus 10, plus 11. I mean, you know, yesterday evening it was proper winter again. This morning it's late spring. It's absolutely beautiful.
Remember last year's World Championships in Winterberg was like this the final day also.
It ain't like that in Winterberg.
Look at the
today.
temperature.
Plus 12 and climbing. Mind you, it will start to drop a little.
58 degrees.
Yeah.
It's time to go and hit some golf balls.
Yeah, well, it would be a little waterlogged, but yeah, it's definitely the weather for it. It's shirt sleeves weather in the sunshine. So we get ready to go then with our 4 sleds, and they will go in their reverse order, as we're used to seeing in every other competition.
Look at this spectacular view, huh?
It's just breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. The fresh snow has all been washed away by rain last night as the fan, the warm wind came through. But this start area, I mean, it's iced up, but it's very treacherous. Alana Myers-Taylor with the hood on her visor, ready to go. Second of our runs in this four-woman bobsled competition. Lauren Gibbs behind her, Tara Evans, and Kerry Jones, Little Miss Dynamite. 5'1" Kerry Jones, studies currently at Baylor.
Track and field athlete there. And I got to give a shout out to Richard Lobenstein of the U.S. bobsled team. We saw this sled 2 days ago and it was a mess. Look at the graphics and everything that they did, him and his team. Yeah. Looks awesome. Great presentation.
It does. Looks $1 million.
It does.
And I got to say, it didn't look $1 million at the beginning of the week.
If they make this sled, the 4 of them, they are going to have an unbelievable start time. Let's see if they're in conservatively. Yes, definitely conservative. But 465, that would have been only 100th better than Kelly Humphries. Would have been the best start. No, would have been this
Yeah, would have been well, it is the fastest start we've seen so far.
Okay, they went 4.62 in the first run, but they fell at the start too. Tara Evans had a problem getting in, but Alana could put a smoker in here if she's clean, and she was very clean down the track driving the 4-man.
Got a lot more momentum on board than they did in the first heat, and Alana feeling better, she was telling me the other week, than she has done in a couple of years.
But she got out of there really clean.
So all the shades are down to try and keep the sun off the track and try and keep the ice on the concrete.
Nice line. Just drove this big bus down like she's been doing it for a long time. 54.29. That's 80 slower than the best time in the first run, but that could be the track.
She said a 54.19 in the first heat, so that's a tenth slower. Now that may tell us something about the track and how soft this ice is.
Well, they were, I'm sure, were a little bit more conservative in this heat than they were in the first heat when Kara just missed getting onto the sled. That was on the left side.
Well, Tara Evans is from Phoenix, Arizona. She must be used to, this is a cold winter's day, I guess, in Phoenix, plus 10, 12. But
hey, these ladies have not had a lot of time to practice that 4-man start. The men do it hundreds of times in the dry land of the summer.
Lauren Gibbs, Alana Myers-Taylor, last two down the tunnel. 5'10" of Lauren. You think that Alana's a tall girl until Lauren stands next to her. Well, next up is Alicia Rissling from Edmonton, Alberta, second-year driver. Two other drivers, Julia Carenti and Christine de Brown behind her. And Janine McHugh, also a second-season great woman. She's the girl at 2 behind the driver.
Very efficient, number 2, waiting for the third person to get down. And so the Canadians have that unbelievable push facility up there in Calgary, the ice house they call it. And obviously, they've practiced this before because they've been pretty good getting the sled in both runs.
Well, all 4 of these girls competed in the World Championships. They competed in the team races too. So 3 of them drove, Alicia, Julia and Christine.
Boy, this track's so smooth. You can see water in the track.
I wonder if the water's having a slight damping effect on the noise, but the track workers really had to work hard. When it snowed, there was 2 or 3 inches of snow, then it rained, so of course it doesn't wash everything away equally. The track was really lumpy and bumpy when it froze.
Well, there was a 2,200 separation in the first heat. Now there's 3,700 in the second heat, so the USA chances of a medal are diminishing here. But it's an exhibition race.
Yeah.
There'll be a flower ceremony, but this is to prove that, hey, this discipline could also be added.
The girls are excited over that, and why not? It's another different technique to master, isn't it, for all these athletes?
Well, getting in these little bathtubs is a little different in the 4-man or 4-women competition than the 2, but Canadian athletes show that they look like they've been doing this for a long time. And
look at this hypermotion, just look at it. The deal here is you've got to get your legs around forward in front of you in the sled at the back before everybody else can drop in front of you. So until you sit down backwards to forwards, nobody else can. Romania's Maria Constantin, Olivia Vild, Angia Greco and Erica Ale. Second position for them after the first of our 2 heats for this 4-woman competition. And just look at this Romanian sled. What a stunning livery. Paul Niagu shouting them off at the top at the back. He's kind of the glue that holds this Romanian bobsled program together, and he should be so proud of what these girls produce.
Olivia Francis Wild is the new one. When she came in, she's the new addition to the team. The other 2 are driver-brakeman combination in the Europa Cup Tour.
Well, Olivia raced in the Junior Worlds this year. She was 4th in Europa Cup as well, both times behind Maria Constantin's younger sister, Anna. So it's not just these girls, there's another level, yes. Anna Constantin.
And the Romanians were explicitly telling us this is a Romanian Olympic team sled. It's not borrowed.
Great looking piece of kit. Nice lines from Maria Constantin. She's in second place, but just 900s behind.
Losing it back, so looks not going to maintain her place. Looks like, but she'll be ahead of the U.S.
700s in it. So the Canadians celebrate. High fives all round. And there's Paul Niagu. He drove, his son drove, and he just nurses this, the men and the women in the Romanian bobsled program. He really works so hard for them.
Like many in the sport, he's in for life.
Yep. It's that drug, isn't it? It either gets you or it doesn't. Once it's got you, there's no escape.
The exit of Kreisel. Slingshot, even for these four-mans on the bottom. Here's another picture of it. Watch the way the sled comes off here. And if you come off there too early, you can roll back into our camera. We saw that happen in training. Justin Cripps of Canada almost had a little fiasco.
Here is the fastest sled in the first of our two heats. Kaylee Humphries with 25-year-old Cynthia Appiah and two 23-year-olds, Kasia Lee and Melissa Lotholtz, her regular two-woman brakeman.
It's like a victory lap. Kaylee's been on many of them in the competitions and got 66 start. This time she's got a 64, the best start of the competition.
Well, only one driver in this Canadian sled, but of course 4 brake women, because that's where Kaylee Simonson, as she used to be, started as a brake woman up to 2006.
Still in the sled in 2007, still doing braking, I think in St. Moritz. I saw her crash with an old tape reel. She crashed with Helen Uppert.
Yeah.
2007, then she got in the front seat and the rest is history.
It's that old thing like Bruce Tasker in a 4-man race, start driving, but when the big money is ready to go,
deliver.
Come back for the world champs and they use your muscle. Great looking lines again from Kaylee Humphries. No dramas whatsoever down this track. 53.75, 53.60 in the first heat. That's a stoked with that run. Really, really enjoying the trip.
Nice, Mel. Good work.
Well, you're watching history.
And you know, it's that feeling of a job well done. They've exploded off the blocks. They've got in with no dramas. And they've come down quick and fast.
Just another day at the office for the lady in the front seat.
Nice. Good job. Nice run, Kel. Good job. Watch your helmet. Good job. All right.
Not going to have much skin left on the palm with all the high-fiving. There's the entire Canadian crew, all 8 women. And Kaylee Humphries was always going to be tough to beat. Alana Myers-Taylor and her crew, less well-rehearsed perhaps than this quartet, although Cynthia Appiah rather, and Kasia Lee are both new to the program this season.
Good lines, good starts, and it's Kaylee Humphries in a 4-person sled, 4-woman sled. She does what she does normally in the 2-woman sled. So no surprise here that she's the gold medalist.
There's a few guys in the 4-man competition coming up who would be very happy to have lines as neat and surgical as those. But Kaylee Humphries, double Olympic, double world champion, has lots of experience of driving this and every other track. So she takes the victory ahead of compatriot Alessia Rissling. Maria Constantin of Romania third, and Lana Myers-Taylor and her team never quite recovered from the loss of speed with that starting fumble in the first getaway. But the writing there is very clearly on the wall for the men in the 4-man competition, is that start area is going to be treacherous all afternoon. It is warm, sunny and stunning in Innsbruck in Austria, and the girls have driven up a storm. So time to go and bask in some afternoon sunshine, and it really is just as warm as it looks there. Habitually, girls will be putting the sleds in their travelling scabbards and then going for all the cold weather gear. But as you can see, the crowd in shirt sleeves. And when you're in the sun, yeah, if you weren't sweating from the run, you would be anyway. We're going to see quite a few tinted visors and dark visors, I think, on today from our drivers. Maybe a tinted film on the goggles. Kaylee Humphries using the goggles as her former coach Pierre Luders always did. Where's De Bruin? She's gone to grab something from the down bag. There's Kaylee at the background. FIBT, IBSF photographer Charlie Booker as well.
We really want to get this
One of the best known faces around.
Christine, run!
Come on, Christine, family shot. There's always one, right? Always one.
Get in here. There we go.
So there you go, your top two teams. Canadian ladies, Kaylee, Melissa, Cynthia, Kesha, Alicia, Janine, Julia, and Christine.
There you go. Come on over here.
Now this is getting to be quite the family lineup as Romanians come with the bright red hair Maria, then the tall dark figure of Olivia, Andrea, and blonde Erica on the far right hand side. Peter van Vase from the IBSF hands out the flowers. Yeah, and as soon as we've done the flowers, I think we're going to get our US crew in there as well. There we go. Well, Anna Myers-Taylor and Kaylee Humphries made history last year driving sleds with mixed crews and then all-women crews in World Cup races. And it's the first time we've seen an all-female competition at the World Championships. Some great driving, some great starting as well from our competitors. Well, that's it for all the girls on a beautiful sunny Sunday in Austria. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time out.